Welcome everyone once again to Bodhi Surf Yoga. We're in session number 4. Hope you've been following us. We're moving forward, and today we're gonna work on back bends and also like extensions of the front of the body, which is gonna implicate also a lot of the spine movement, a lot of the spine openness. I repeat this in my classes a lot, but an open and flexible spine is a young person. So we want to keep that spine open. Now, as a disclaimer, my spine is not the most open one, which is good for those of you out there who want to look at a video of like how I do this with not having such an open spine. So the movements that we're gonna do, we're gonna help this creating this sense of flexibility on the spine. But please be really kind and careful with the way you move. It's really important when we start doing this that we are aware of the body and we're aware of the breath. We want to be really kind, respectful, and practice the principle of ahimsa, non-violence, in the yoga practice, which means just try to remember why we're doing the practice of yoga. And the practice of this asana, postural yoga, is to create good in our bodies, to release the tension, not to put tension. So keep that in mind as we practice. What are we going to need today? 2 blocks or anything that resembles 2 blocks. And we're going to need a strap or a belt. This time, it cannot be a towel because we're going to need it for the end of the class, and we need to create a loop just like this around the thighs. If you want to create it and take your time and do it right now, go ahead and do that so you have it ready for when we enter back bends. So we're gonna need that, and also we're gonna need, or it's optional, but I highly recommend it. We're gonna need a bolster or any kind of like Sappheiros or a blanket or something that we are gonna put at the end of the practice under the knees to take Shavasana. Why are we doing that? We're doing it to break the tension out of the lower back. It's really soothing and it's really relaxing. The practice that we're doing today is going to open a lot the front of the body. It's going to create a lot of external and internal relaxation, hopefully. The idea of when we enter back bends, it's a lot to work on the nervous system. It's a lot of working on the emotions as well. So take your time to get ready and comfortable in the practice, and we're going to begin. How we're going to begin? You can use 1 or 2 blocks or even a bolster if you have it. And we're going to start today in this variation of Virasana. You're going to sit with your knees in and the heels right in line with the sit bones. The back is going to be straight and the hands are going to rest on the thighs. We're going to close the eyes and we're going to start focusing the attention on the breath. Always try to begin your practice by bringing the awareness and the attention to the breath. Inhale, fill up the abdominal muscles, the rib cage, the chest. Lift up the rib cage. Exhale, let go. Try to count to 5. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And continue there. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last time. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Continue there. Just feeling yourself breathing. Inhale. Exhaling. Feel how much the breath contributes to bring your mind and your awareness into this space, into this present moment. I call the breath the superpower we have. It helps in everything inside the body and in every moment. Because one simple thing, it brings the mind to this place and to this moment. Into the now. Very good. On your next exhale, open up your eyes. And let's begin the practice. Take the right arm up as you inhale. Extend the right side of the body, and as you exhale, you're going to bend the right elbow and place the hand on your neck. With the left hand, you're going to grab that elbow and you're going to pull it back and lift up the chest and create a good stretch. Close your eyes if you want to. Breathe. Inhale and exhale. One more breath. Inhale and exhale. Now release the hand, release the arm, and let's do the next side. Take the left arm up, extend the left side of the body, bend the elbow. You're going to immediately feel it in your triceps, and then you're going to pull the elbow back and close your eyes. Keep bringing the chest up as you lower the shoulder blades down. And breathe. Take one last breath. Again, lift the chest. Extend the neck. And now open up your eyes and release the arms. And we're going to release the pose and move into table pose. Now move the block to the side. Keep it around because we're going to need it soon. We're going to come into table. And then inhale, we're going to drop the shoulder blades and look all the way up. Exhale, draw the belly in. Two more. Make it deep. Bring those shoulder blades together. Curve the spine and look all the way up. Exhale, draw the belly towards the spine. Imagine you want to spread each vertebra. Last time. Inhale. And exhale. Come back to center. And from here, we're going to crawl the toes back. And we're going to step into plank pose. Now, if it's too much for you, you're going to drop the knees down to the floor and hold it here. Try to engage the core. Don't drop the hips. Keep that core active. Or, coming up into plank, inhaling. And as you exhale, press the hands into the floor and start lifting the hips. Draw the hips back and come into downward facing dog. Let's repeat one more time. Press the hands into the floor and slowly come back into plank. Use the knees into the floor if you need to. And as you exhale, press and root the fingertips into the floor. Push the floor and come back into down dog. Let's do it one last time. Inhale, flow back into plank. Keep drawing the belly towards the spine, bringing the heels back, lifting the thighs up. And as you exhale, slowly flow back into Adho Mukha Svanasana, down dog. We're going to hold it here. Bend the left knee And press the right heel down to the floor. Hold it there for one breath. And as you inhale, switch. Bring the left heel down to the floor, bend the right knee. Hold it there. Now try to bring both heels down to the floor. Don't worry if the heels don't get to the floor, but try to keep the spine flat. And now inhale, float back into the plank. Bring the knees down to the floor. And then bend the elbows, 90-degree angle, and bring the chest and chin down. Drop the belly. Inhale, coming up in Cobra, Bhujangasana. Exhale, drop the chest down and come back into downward facing dog. Left repeat this 2 more times. Inhale, float back into the plank. Drop the knees. Exhale, chin and chest down. Drop the belly. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, chest down. Come back into down dog. And for the last time, inhale, flow back into your plank. Drop the knees and come down. Inhale, Bhujangasana. Exhale, come all the way down. And let's bring the elbows down into the floor. Let's come up into the Sphinx pose. I'm going to turn so you can see the alignment in the front of the chest. So we want the shoulders in line with the elbow and the middle finger. Okay. We're making an L shape with the arm. Press the hands down to the floor. Press the forearm. Lift the chest as much as you can. And lift from the belly up to the top of the head. Keep drawing the shoulder blades back. Think about the lower tip of the shoulder blade. And try to bring that tip down as you lift up the front of the head. Hold it here. Or if you want to move forward, press the hand down to the foot and lift up the other. And hold it here for a moment. Deep breathing, inhale. And exhale. Last breath, inhale. Lift the chest a little bit more. Exhale, come down. You're going to come with the chest down into the floor. You're going to extend the arms to the sides. We're making a T shape with the body. Bend the left knee and inhale, cross the left foot to the right side. So we can create an extension of the inside of the shoulder. Look up if you can. And keep breathing here. Inhale. Exhale. Come back to center. Drop the chest down and switch. Second side. Keep the arms extended. And now come back to center. Drop the belly down. I'm going to move back into the same direction I was before. You're going to come with the elbows on the floor. This time, you're going to cross the left arm in front of the chest. Keep lifting up the chest. Bend the right knee. Using the right hand, you're going to grab the front of the foot. And you're going to try to relax the right hip down as you pull the heel towards your sit bone. And hold it there. If you want to make it deeper, flex the foot and grab the ankle. And keep pulling the leg back as you create the resistance of holding with the hand down your heel towards the sit bone. Now release, and let's do the second side. Again, grab the front of the feet or flex the foot. Let's start by grabbing the foot, and you're going to notice how it changes a little bit. Right now, we want to bring that heel all the way to the sit bone, and it might get there. Try to keep the knees in the same line. Now, try with the flexing the foot and creating resistance. Pulling the leg back. You're not going to notice a reaction on the shoulder. The shoulder pulls back. And then, using the strength of your hand, of your arm, you're going to keep pulling that heel towards the sit bone and try to relax the hip, the left hip down. And release. Come back down. And we're going to come into up dog. So take the hands right in line with the chest. Press the front of the feet. Lift the rest of the butt. Come up. Extend the front of the body. And as we exhale, we're going to go back into downward facing dogs. Now let's bring the knees back down to the floor. We're going to take the right leg up and back. Hold it here. And as you exhale, you're going to take the right foot between the hands. Curl the back toes under. Lift the back knee and start walking that foot, that left foot, all the way back. Rest the front of the knee down to the floor. Coming up into lunge. Take your hands behind you. Roll the shoulder blades back. Lift the chest. And come into lunge with a mini back bend on the upper body. If you feel comfortable, keep your head up. If you can relax, drop the head down. As we exhale, we're going to release the pose and we're going to grab the two blocks. We're going to do the contraplastic. So slowly we're going to pull the hips back and lift up the toes. We're going to bring the blocks right next to the leg. Define the length that you feel comfortable with as long as you can keep the back straight and coming forward. Important here to keep the back straight more than coming on a full forward. So try to extend the spine and come forward. A forward extension. Now, go with the feet back down to the floor. Put the blocks to the side. Curl the back toes under. Come into your fingertips. And let's come into a lunge. Extend the spine. Draw the belly in as you pull the pelvic floor down. One last breath. Exhale. Drop the knee down to the floor. Step back into your table pose. Let's do second side. Lift the left leg back, inhaling. And as you exhale, step with the left foot between the hands. Curl the back toes under. Walk the foot. Drop the knee. Inhale, coming up. Interlock the fingers. Roll the shoulder blades back. Head up or down. And relax into the pose. Now coming up, and again, we're gonna start coming, pressing the back knee down to the floor, lifting the toes on the front foot, moving the blocks right next to the leg, and extend the spine, work on that forward. One last breath. Now bring the feet down into the floor. Remove the blocks to the side. Coming to the fingertips and extend the back knee away from the floor. Again, keep lifting the back thigh. Keep the legs active. Keep the spine long, the head in line with the rest of the spine. Take one more breath. And as you exhale, you're gonna drop the knees down to the floor, and we're gonna open up the shoulders a little bit more. So come into table pose. And we're gonna try this. Ideally, we want to block the toes. Okay. So we wanna do this. We wanna put the blocks parallel to the shoulders, and we're going to put the elbows right on the center of the blocks. We're gonna walk back, bring the head right between the arms, and rest here. So hold it here. Try for your chest to relax down, for your shoulders to open up. But again, don't force it. Notice where you're holding tension and breathe into those areas. And now release. We're gonna release the blocks to the sides again. And we're gonna move into Padikasana. So I'm gonna move right this angle so you can see it better. If you have sensitive knees, which is like one thing I have, fold the mat. Right now I have double mat, so it's not gonna hurt me. But fold the mat so you can press the knee down to the floor. Now try for the hip not to come back. You want the hip to be right in line with the knee. Put a block, this time put a tall block on the right leg, on the outside of the right leg. And we're gonna begin here. And we're gonna try to bring the left hand as far as we can over on the leg. Inhale, lift the right arm up, and exhale, try to bring the arm forward. Create a nice extension between the hip and the fingertips. Close your eyes if you want to, and breathe. Last breath. Inhale, come with both arms up. And as you exhale, take the right hand to the block and do the opposite direction. Stand the left side of the body. This might become more easy for all of us. It might feel more easy. Keep extending the left side of the body. And then come up. Let's do the second side. So stay with your left knee down to the floor. Move the block to the left side. And try not to drop the hips back. Try to have the hips in line with the heel, with the knee. And then start moving the right arm over the thigh and extend the left hand. And breathe. Close your eyes if you want. Last breath. Coming up with both arms. Extend the whole torso. And as you exhale, left hand goes to the block and extend the right arm. Last breath. Inhale, take up both arms. And exhale, release. Knees back down on the ground. And we're gonna come slowly into down dog. And we're gonna take a moment here to lengthening the spine. Take one last breath. And then on your inhale, you're gonna step with the right foot right between the hands. If you find it steady and easy, keep the back heel away from the floor and the back knee. Otherwise, just put the heel down on the floor. Bend the front knee. And press with your feet down to the floor and inhale, coming up into high lunge. Let's hold it here for a moment. Lengthening from the belly up to the top of the head, extending the arms, relaxing the neck. Now come on up a little bit and bring the back heel down into the floor and come into Virabhadrasana 1. Keep lengthening the arms. And then from here, we're going to change to the opposite side. So extend the front leg and turn the feet to the back. And first, we're going to come again into the lunge pose. Again, come into warrior 1 if you find lack of steadiness doing this pose. Now bring the back heel again into the floor. The only thing that is changing is the heel on the floor, but the hips are looking to the front. Keep bending the front leg, front knee, and keep the back leg straight. Internal rotation, which means you bring the thighs in on the back leg. Now take the arms to the sides and come on up into warrior 2. Maybe you're going to need to move the back foot a little bit further apart from the front foot. Right now, we're going to do this. Right now in this Virabhadrasana 2, the hands are looking to the front. Extend the arms. And now, internally rotate the shoulders. Bring the palm of the hand back. Take your hands down, interlock the fingers, lift the chest, and as you exhale, slowly drop the head down as you move the arms forward. Inhale, we're coming back into Virabhadrasana 2. Stay with the arms as you have them, and just rotate the toes opposite side. Stay with the breath. And now internally rotate those shoulders. Bring the arms back. Interlock the fingers. Lift the chest up as you roll the shoulders. And as you exhale, drop the head, arms forward. Come on up. Press with your feet down to the floor. Come into the Virabhadrasana 2. And then from here, we're just going to bring the feet parallel. And we're going to take the hands down. Okay. I'm going to change the angle for a moment so you can see what we're doing here. We're going to come with the feet on Prasarita. And first, before we move into any other posture, we're going to extend the arms forward. Creating a lengthening of the spine as if we were doing down dog. Keep lengthening the spine, sticking the tailbone up, dropping the head down. Shoulder blades in. Drop that chest. Keep lengthening the back of the leg, but without locking the knees. If you feel pressure on the knees, bend the knees a little bit. Allow gravity to do some work as we hold this posture. And then slowly, we're going to start walking the hands opposite direction. So we're coming on a forward bend, and we're walking the hands back. And we're going to bring the hands back, and maybe the head is going to drop. Last breath. Then walk the hands back. We're gonna hold this position, but I'm gonna change again the ankle, because now we're gonna go into extensions on the side. So we're gonna walk to the right foot and see if we can grab whether the side of the leg or the edges of the right foot and hold it there. Last breath. And then we're walking the hands to the opposite side. And we're trying to grab the edge of the foot off or the leg. Now we're coming back to center. And we're walking the heels and toes a little bit to come into a sumo squat. Bend the knees and take the arms up and hold it here for a moment. Tricky position. Okay. Using the strength of the mind and the strength of the breath, we're going to hold this posture for a little while. Just breathe. Last breath. Exhale. Let's go back into the Prasarita. Walk the feet. Extend the spine. Now open up the right foot back into Virabhadrasana 2. Okay. We're going to start walking the hands right between the feet, on the side of the feet. We're coming back to lunge and we're going to go back into downward facing dog. And take a moment here. And breathe. Now the belly is going to move down to the floor. So come up to the front into a plank and drop the knees down to the floor. Bend the elbows and slowly bring the chin and chest down on the floor. We're going to bring the hands right in line with the chest. Draw the elbows in, the shoulders away from the ears, and we're going to come into Shalabhasana. Inhale, lift the legs and chest away from the floor. And hold it there 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Rest the chin down. Now you can repeat that pose. If you want to move forward, we're going to move into Dhanurasana. Of course, in order to do this, you got to be able to grab the front of the foot or the heel. If not, you will stay into Dhanurasana and we will practice this sequence. And at some point, eventually, you might be able to grab your ankles or the front of the foot. Now, roll the shoulder blades back and try to keep the knees in, right in line with the hips. As you inhale, lift the legs and chest away from the floor and breathe. Keep kicking your legs back. Maybe the chest is going to come up a little bit. Last breath. Exhale, release. Rest the chin down to the floor for a moment. And let's repeat one more time. Grab the heels or the front of the feet. If you grab the heels, flex the foot, just as we did on the beginning of the pose, when we were stretching the quadriceps. We want to kick the legs back when we come up. Inhale. Exhale, release, and rest. Now take the hands in line with the chest. Let's come into an up dog. Press the front of the feet. Lift the rest of the legs, coming up. Maybe not the up dog feels way better than in the beginning. And as we exhale, flow back into down dog. And then let's bring the knees down to the floor and let's extend the legs up to the front. We're not gonna do that many sitting poses today. We're gonna start with the counter posture of the back bend. This time, it's gonna be a different Paschimottanasana. Let's see if you can bring the hands right on the sole of the foot. From here, pull the feet and especially the toes towards the belly, towards your chest. Bend the elbows and extend the spine. If you're not able to grab the feet, don't worry, just take your hands and wherever you can on the leg and flex the foot, trying to bring the toes towards your chest. Keep breathing. Breathe into your lower back. Make an effort to extend the spine. And now extend the spine again. We're going to come into a twist. So we're going to bring the right hand to the outside of the left foot. Or if you're not reaching your feet, just put it on the outside of the left foot. If you are grabbing the edge of the foot, do a solid grab and start twisting. Bring the left arm back. Come back to center. And now you're going to grab the outside of the right foot with the left hand and switch. Come back to center, and then let's come into Paschimottanasana. Maybe we're grabbing the outside of the edges of the feet. Maybe we can use the strap. Do whatever it feels good. For those of you who are really flexible and want another variation, you just put a block right in front of the foot and hold it up and come into the forward. This is not a thing that we should force. We just do whatever variation feels good at this moment. Sometimes the most important is to work on the alignment of the spine before trying to grab any part of the feet or even put in the block in the front of the foot. So work on that alignment. Keep lengthening the spine. And just so you know, we repeat this posture quite a lot in the practice that we have done this week, because it's really helpful not only for the flexibility of the spine and the muscles, but it also helps the digestive system. According to Iyengar, it helps to burn all the fat in the belly. I don't know, that sounds great, right? Now extend the spine and release the pose, and we're gonna start moving down on the floor. Bend the knees, grab the back of the legs, and slowly go down. Now we're gonna work our way into a very complex pose, which is Urdhva Dhanurasana. If you don't want to try, which is the famous one, a beautiful posture that we all want to do, okay? But now, if this is not for you, let's say you have herniated disc that it's creating acute pain right now, or something doesn't feel good in this back bend, this is a nice variation for today. And just hold it here for a while we work in other different variations. Okay. In Urdhva Dhanurasana, we need a lot of things happening. We need a strong legs. We need a strong psoas, and at the same time a flexible one. We need to be able to open up and lengthening the spine before we bend it. We need shoulder opening. A lot of things, way more things than that. So we can begin in here and build in a segue our way to Urdhva Dhanurasana. Now, second variations, we're gonna come up into Setu Bandha, Sarvangasana. So bring the heels into the sit bones, and this is gonna first variation. We're gonna work the shoulders in and try to touch your heels as you pull the hips up. If you wanna put a block right in between the thighs. Go ahead and put that. Squeeze the block as you pull the hips up. And breathe here. Keep pressing with your feet down to the floor as you lift the hip. One last breath. Exhale, we're coming down. Now you can continue working this set to bandha. You can move to the next stage. Remember I told you we're gonna need a loop on the strap? This is why we need a loop. It's a strap for this moment. So hopefully you got ready. You have the strap. You can do it if Urban Urasana is easy for you. You can you don't need this. This is something, one of the good things about having tightness in any part of the body is that you learn many ways of how to do it and better so we can help each other when we teach, okay? So the strap, you're gonna put it around the legs and it doesn't have to be so tight that it cuts the circulation. Just tight enough just to create resistance so the knees won't come out when we are coming into Urdhva Virasana. Okay. So I like to place my feet not so close to the sit bones. Why? Because my backbone tends to be too tight. So if I put it too close, I'm gonna slide down my feet. Okay. And we're gonna do first a drill. We're gonna come out with the hands. The hands are gonna go in line with the ears, and try to spread your hands. Try to bring the elbows in. You want the elbows right in line with the shoulders. We're gonna lift the hips and we're gonna come up only with the top of the head. Now, bring the elbows in and draw the shoulder blades back. Press the feet on the floor, and this time we're just gonna do when we do a push-up, we're gonna do the head up and down. So inhale, head up, exhale, head down. Repeat. Head up and down. Repeat. Head up and down. Let's repeat one last time and hold it. Shoulder blades back, chest towards the chin, and come up. And exhale, come back down. Let's take a rest here for a moment. Let's be careful on the shoulders. Right now I'm going through a left shoulder pain or injury or situation. So in order to protect the shoulders, try not to open up the elbows to the side. Try to bring the shoulders in and eventually elongate the arms. But if the shoulders are tight or injured, like in my case, they must stand with the elbows bent. So repeat any of the previous variations, or let's try it one last time. Okay? Ground the feet down to the floor. The back bend. This Urdhva Virasana begins on the feet. Okay? So press the inside of the feet down to the floor. Bring the hands right in line with the ears. Open them up if you feel you need more space. Lift up the hips. Lift up the top of the head. Walk the hands. Walk the shoulders in. And inhale up. Exhale down. And rest. That was challenging for me. But we always have to continue working on the poses that are challenging because maybe this is one of the things that the body needs the most. Now we're going to come up into seated and we're going to do a very gentle forward bend just to compensate and give a space on the spine. So elongate the legs, bring the hands right next to the legs and just drop the head down. Resting here for a moment. Allow gravity to pull the chest down without you having to make any effort. Your legs are soft. And let's come back up. Walk the hands back. Now, we're going to start closing the class with a very, very simple inversion as we did on the beginning of this week. We're going to lay down, put the block under the sacrum. Put it flat, make sure you're comfortable. Pull the legs up and hold it here. Close your eyes. Just hold this simple position knowing that you're creating a good benefit on the body. If you want to give it a try to open up and spread the legs to the side, or just hold it where you are. Return the legs back to center, back up. And then bend the knees. Release the legs down. Lift the hips up and remove the block. And before we close into Shavasana, hug your legs. And rock to sides. Massage your back. And then finally we're taking Shavasana. So go ahead and look for the bolster, as we said in the beginning of the class. Bring the bolster right under the knees and lay down. And you can take Shavasana here or without the bolster. So we're at the end of our class. We're hoping that you enjoy it. Rest well. Take a good rest. Remember that the real yoga is going to begin off the mat. This is just a way to work on the body, on the mind, and on the breath to get it ready for the rest of your day. But the real challenge of yoga is how we live our daily lives. How are our thoughts, our actions, and especially our reactions. Let's practice equanimity. Let's practice integrity. Let's practice truthfulness. Let's practice freedom. And let's try to make sure that every word we say, every thought we have, and every action and reaction we have, integrate all those values. The virtues of compassion, of kindness, and equanimity. Namaste, everyone.